much, Chairman. Just very briefly, you know, friends don't let friends commit human rights abuses, and I think it's incumbent upon us to speak very boldly and expertly, because we have 4 experts at the witness table today about what is going on in Nigeria, and we can, all of us collectively, make some difference in this. You know, I was wondering, Bishop, whether or not President Tinubu has brought together the leaders of all the different faith denominations in Abuja, maybe call it a summit on religious freedom to try to, one, get a better understanding of the scope of the issue, but also next steps, how to mitigate it going forward. Secondly, how many Fulani terrorists have been arrested, tried, and jailed for the massive killings that they have visited? That would go for Boko Haram and, of course, ISIS West Africa as well. But Fulani, I don't know of any. Maybe you do, and I'd appreciate if you would tell us. And also, hopefully, you know, and you pointed out in your testimony that 50 were killed and injuring scores as they prepared to celebrate our holy days last year, Easter. We're 6.5 weeks away from Easter now. My hope is that the government would be proactive to meet with you and the other leaders to say, you know, we can't, business as usual means more people will die, more people will be kidnapped, more people will be in the IDP camps. So hopefully we'll reach out to the president. I know the faith leaders are, so I hope maybe you could speak to that as well. Finally, I went to an IDP camp in Jos. I met, and it was threadbare, so I get some sense of what you're talking about. It was very, very bleak. Frank Wolf mentioned how he has been to them as well. But one of the men there, Adamu, Boko Haram broke into his house, took him out of his house, put him on the ground, put an AK-47 to his cheek, and said, "Renounce your religion right now or I'll blow your brains out." His wife was crying and pleading. He said, I will not. I'm ready to meet my Lord. They pulled the trigger and blew away half of his face. I brought him here for a hearing. You could have heard a pin drop, but to me it showed not only his unbelievably amazing faith in Christ, in Jesus Christ, but it also showed courage that was beyond all pale. He was just amazing. But he told us, you've got to realize what Boko Haram and these radical Islamists are doing. And they do it against the Muslims too. Fewer, but they do them with impunity against Christians. So on those questions about arrests and maybe a summit with the president in Abuja.
It would be very good if that summit will ever take place, because just like what we're having presently now, we have a Muslim ticket which has been floated, and it has come as there are leaders who have taken that. But then, I don't know how much he will have to do. There was kind of an interesting play that took place about the appointments which he did, better than what Buhari did. Because during the time of Buhari, all the service chiefs were of the Fulani extraction. And so, but now there is a balance. And I will pray that it should go deeper and not just talking about it, but let us be concrete in doing the work that we are supposed to do in addressing these issues. And if there is this summit, certainly we will attend, and surely we will let him understand what is going on. But all this time, for the past 7 months, he has been in power. He has never made any statement about the insecurity in the country. When the 2023 massacre took place in Jos, I've never had the president address the nation over this issue, which is very painful and very, very disheartening. And that is what we are going through. We're not talking about the killings in the villages is like a daily occurrence. And nobody, to the best of knowledge, has been arrested. I live in a situation whereby every day we woke up with this reality. Some people have died 5, some 12, it's uncountable. Between November 2023 and January 2024, Nigeria has lost over 1,000 lives to these bandits, to these Fulani terrorists, and no arrest whatsoever. So, if the president will take this effort to call the religious leaders in Nigeria, we will be willing to help. What is the issue? But like I said, it seems that whether this, can I say, is just like insecurity is one of the yardsticks to get Nigeria back on track.